Legend, wait for it, Daryl.
Hey guys, it's me, Legend, wait for it, Daryl. And wow, my hair is just crazy today. Okay, today is going to be the final review for now of my Power Rangers retro video game reviews. But what game am I reviewing in particular? Well, it's not really a retro title, it just tackles a retro subject. You all know what I'm talking about, of course. Rita's Rewind! And yeah, I know there have been other people who have covered this game in high depth because it's the most recent Power Rangers video game. And I've been seeing a lot of mixed stuff about it. And for me, I had the game. I super pre-ordered the game way while back. I played for my PS5. I had a good time with it, despite its flaws. I've been seeing a bunch of other stuff about it. A lot of people don't know what to categorize this game as, and whether or not if it's a good Power Ranger game or a bad Power Ranger game. And I know why. It's because I don't think the people who made this game knew who it was made for. What do I mean? Well, give me a second, okay? So, Power Rangers Rita's Rewind was done by Digital Eclipse. They are like masters when it comes to going back to old properties and making very vintage or retro video games. They did one for the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're currently working on, and if you guys know me, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! They're currently working on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Collection featuring tons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Games from Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, PlayStation, all of them, and putting them into a collection for Switch, Steam, all that jazz. So they know what they're doing. They know how to make old video game properties and titles. So when it comes to other properties, these guys know how to make video games. When it comes to old properties, like the ones I mentioned, they know how to make video games, know how to make very good video games. But with Power Rangers, the reason why it's getting such a diverse response is because they made a video game featuring Power Rangers in it instead of making a Power Rangers video game. What do I mean by that? Well, this game's actually really hard and challenging. If you are a pro gamer or someone who just plays video games very regularly, like me, you know, it's not going to be as challenging or as fun, you know, or it's not going to be as challenging, but it will still be fun. You'll have a great time with all that. I, however, have several friends in the Power Ranger community, or people who just like Power Rangers in general, who were really looking forward to this game, walk into this and just get flabbergasted by the difficulty of the game, because it was kind of modeled and rebuilt like a Super NES game or a Sega Genesis game, or an arcade style game, to the point where it's really hard. They even have some really questionable options in there. For example, like if you play anything past the normal difficulty, you only get a certain amount of lives. Once those lives are gone and you get a game over, you can't use that save file anymore. You have to restart all your progress all over again. And that sucks. It would suck even more if there were upgrades, an upgradable system. There was an upgradable system in the last Power Rangers video game that I mentioned, Power Rangers Mega Battle, where you could upgrade your weapons and your stats and get new combos and stuff like that. They mentioned that there's something like that in the very first level of Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, but nothing like that ever comes up. You don't get new stats, you don't get new abilities, you don't get new combos. You have everything unlocked almost right away. They don't do the thing that some other Power Rangers video games do, though, where you're in civilian mode first, you have to beat up a couple of putties or Tango Warriors, and then you can finally morph for time. No, they've learned that doesn't work with anybody. They've learned from other Power Rangers video games that fans don't like it. So you start straight from Ranger mode, and then you go from a couple of stages. This game does have the little Mario crawl that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does, that several other retro video games titles do to give it that edgy feel for level select. So you go around the map, and you go along, and you will fight and compete in stages. There is a lot of variety in this game, though, which I do give them credit for. There is, of course, the side-scroller beat-em-up. We all know that. We all love it. It's easy, it's simple, it's fun. It's just, it can be very hard and very challenging, especially if you're gonna just go through lives. I recommend don't just like keep beating up putties and villains to get to the end of the stage. Scroll through that stage, look around, because there are hidden goodies everywhere. I'm actually kind of proud of myself that because I played video games so long, like I did all that and I managed to collect all the cool little collectibles during my first playthrough. There are also special stages like the Shark Cycle stages, which make no sense to me because the point of this game takes place during Season 1, and the Shark Cycles are Season 3 exclusives that you only get in Season 3! And it pisses me off because Season 3 is my favorite season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it feels like there's a lot of disrespect. At least they explain why the Tango Warriors are there, because time is all over the place. But it makes no sense for the Season 1 team of Power Rangers, pre-Green Ranger Tommy, now Sharks. I'm sorry, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. But yes, there are rail shooter missions. There's one where you're like in a theme park and you're on your own Power Ranger roller coaster. There's one where you are using the Shark Cycles. And of course, the Megazord levels, which, oh my lord, what were they thinking? So, Zord levels are radically different. I love how every time a Power Rangers video game comes out, they drastically change up the Zord levels. For this one, you have two separate stages when it comes to the big Monster Zord levels. One is you're going to be in whatever Megazord that you choose to pilot, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to do a third-person POV, straight in front of you, shooter up like game. Those are hard and they are challenging, and they practically ruin the game for you if you're not very good at that kind of stuff, and you basically have to memorize the map in order to get through it on the first try, or just to get through it in general. They have patched it since that now you have health items and power-ups to make them much easier. They've lowered the difficulty down on all of them. I think they realized that it was just too hard to the point of non-entertainment, non-fun, and I'm glad that Digital realized, yo, this isn't fun, they're not enjoying it, let's just change it up so they make it enjoyable. They did that, so yes. The first section of the Zords are rail shooters, but in front, you just go ahead, you shoot the targets, and then you shoot the monster, and then you get to combine into Megazord mode! And this is original. Okay, so once you get in the Megazord mode, you're invincible. What do I mean by you're invincible? They put you in the cockpit of the Megazord, and you basically get to charge up and just punch the monster exactly how I'm doing right now, okay? It's not a side-by-side monster fight like the last previous Megazord modes in the last previous Power Ranger video games. Nope. This time you're in the cockpit, first-person mode, punching the monster in the face until you have accumulated enough points to get the power sword to defeat the monster. There is no practical way to do this very well. It took me a few tries to figure out how to do it, and I was stressing out, wondering when my Megazord was going to explode or blow up. Explode up. I'm going to use that one day. Explode up, and then I would have to start all over. No, the Megazord cockpit is invincible. You're basically just playing an invincible quick time event until you eventually unlock the power sword. I like that Digital Eclipse realized that it was just really weird and too complicated, and that's cool, except it kind of eliminates the challenge of the video game. If anything, it feels like a chore because you're invincible and you're just waiting to get it out of the way, because it's cool the first time you do it. After that though, you're kind of over it. Another thing that Digital Eclipse did get right though, and I do appreciate, is that there is online multiplayer games. You can play with any of your friends online, and it's cross-platform too. So if you have a PlayStation 5 and your friend has a Steam Deck, you guys can play online. If you have Xbox, play online, you're good to go. I've only played with a few of my friends. I beat this game in a couple of days. This isn't a very hard game. Like I said, I play video games quite regularly. I'm a big Sonic guy, a big Kingdom Hearts guy, a big Final Fantasy guy. I play video games quite regularly. So if you're determined and you know your video games, you're gonna get through this game very quickly. It's like maybe a 5-hour adventure. It is a very nice looking game. They do go for the whole retro aesthetic that you're playing this like in 1994, which I do appreciate because I was a big Sega Genesis guy when I was a kid. There are like cute little intermission modes. I'm wearing my Ernie's Juice Bar shirt because after you've defeated like that episode of that stage arc, you do go to Ernie's Juice Bar in your civilian modes. You can walk to any ranger character you want, just press triangle and boom, you're now that ranger. And then you can go ahead, you can talk to those characters, learn a couple of things. You can't interact ranger to ranger unless you're just changing those characters. I thought that was a little bit of a downside, but I mean, I do appreciate that they are giving, you know, as close to the 1994 aesthetic as they can. It's kind of a shame though, if they were gonna do that, they could have done the same thing with the command center and just had you like walk around the command center, and talk with Alpha and talk with Zordon, and maybe, you know, watch old cutscenes from there. I'm just saying, if you're gonna go an inch, might as well go the full mile. You have 6 playable characters in all, the original team, and then of course, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game, you guys know the rules. You face off against Tommy because he's evil, then once you beat him, you can unlock him. And then you can use him and the power of the Dragon Zord, all that jazz. And if I have any real complaints, it's a video game. It's like a video games with Power Rangers in it, so for me, I'm fine. I really like this game. I give it a straight 7 out of 10. Why a 7 out of 10, you ask? Oh, because once you defeat Tommy, the game is kind of just over. The game is practically just there. You have like maybe 2 levels left, and it rushes to the ending really fast. In Mega Battle, it wasn't like that at all. You had a couple more levels once you fought Tommy. Same with the Super NES and the Genesis game. The game didn't just feel done, and that was kind of the weird part, because with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game and some other games that Digital Eclipse have done, there was a lot of content in it, and it just feels like there wasn't enough content for the time that it took for this game to come out. This is a digital exclusive only. It's available on all the systems, so you have nothing to worry about. I'm pretty sure you can get it if you want it. It's pretty affordable right now too. Last I checked, it was $19.99. Prices in the digital stores go up and down all the time, so don't quote me on the price right now, you guys. Another thing that kind of was a little bit jarring, there wasn't a season pass or any DLC content this time around. No stat boosters, but no characters or skins. Like Power Rangers, this is like the one thing you can get away with season passes, because you could do so much with Power Rangers. You could have done what Mega Battles did, and you know, included the White Ranger skin, included, you know, the Stone Canyon team, then Jetty skins, because again, Power Rangers Season 3 is my favorite Mighty Morphin season, so that would have been very cool to see. They don't do that, and I thought that was really odd choice. I mean, guys, the game just came out. They could still, you know, make adjustments. Be like, hey guys, guess what? Just like with Turtles in Time, we're gonna go ahead and include this brand new season pass for $19.99. I would pay $19.99 for more skins and more stages. They could do stuff with Master Vile. They can do stuff with Zed. In case you guys are wondering, because I kind of glossed over the plot point of the game, Rita's Rewind basically takes place in like during the Once Ranger Netflix movie for the 30th anniversary, but instead of Rita just being straight up destroyed, she realizes that she's completely outclassed, and she goes back in time, and basically she actually succeeds in going back in time and hooks up with her younger self to basically give herself all the cheat codes and spoilers to defeat the Rangers. So this is kind of like the what if the Rangers in Once a Ranger actually had failed at their job. You get to go ahead and experience that, only to discover that the Season 1 team can actually still win anyways, which I thought was hilarious. That's not really spoilers, you guys know how all Power Rangers video games end. But they do a lot of different things with the monsters and the villains in this game. You're like, it's a quick little story where the story doesn't really mean all that much. So if you are a Power Rangers fan and you like video games, you're gonna have a great time. If you're a video game fan who likes Power Rangers, you're gonna have a great time. If you are only a Power Rangers fan and you're not really good at video games, play at the lowest difficulty and just play for the aesthetic, or you're gonna have a bad time. If you don't like Power Rangers at all and you like video games, you're gonna be fine. It's like Turtles in Time and other 32-bit Metal Slug, Streets of Rage. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna like this. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much everything I have to say when it comes to Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. This was actually the game that kind of made me stop and go, huh, I kind of think I want to do a video on it, and it just took so much time and effort to get to. It took too long for me to start doing these random video game reviews. These don't really do that well on the channel, but I'm kind of like trying to push out different types of content to see what works and what doesn't. So that's all I have to say. Rita's Rewind, 7 out of 10. I had a good time with it. Have you played Rita's Rewind? Has this video make you want to play Rita's Rewind? Please comment below and let me know. As far as the Power Rangers video game Retro Month goes, there may be 1 or 2 more bonus videos I may do, but it's not going to be out this month. I'm working on newer, super secret projects. But did you play this game? Comment below, let me know. If I could do any kind of topic on the channel, or discussions or things you want to know about, can you tell me in the comments? You can also follow me in all my links, Twitter, not TikTok unfortunately, unless something changed while I was editing this video. Blue Sky. I have a link tree, guys. Just go in the description and follow me there. More content is going to be coming every week. Content is coming all the time, whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Power Rangers, or my wrestling matches. New content is always coming, and I am nothing without you guys. I hope you're having a super mega and safe day, and as always, stay classy! See, I'm not always wearing red, by the way. This is tie-dye, okay? This is vintage tie-dye, okay? Vintage Rita's Retro Rewind. I would have called the video game Rita's Retro Rewind, just for the alliteration of it. But yeah, guys, I'm not always in red. I changed it up too. Also, working out more. Yeah, I'm trying to get a little better at these ending videos. Yeah, so I'll see you around. Also, video, subscribe. Have a good day, guys.